Well, we have issued a weather authority alert day for Friday, September 27th, due to the risk posed by what has now become Hurricane Helene as it makes its way further to the north. As we look at our radar right now, we do have a few stronger storms out further to our west in parts of West Virginia. Could see a few showers and storms fire up in our area as well in the coming hours, especially in parts of Southside and further to the west in parts of the New River Valley is where we're widely looking at parts of those storms to come through the area. Now, as for what's going on currently in the tropics, this is where we're at right now with Helene, 500 miles south-southwest of Tampa, Florida, with 85-mile-per-hour winds moving north-northwest at about 10 miles per hour. It's going to speed up pretty significantly as it heads further to the north, but parts of Florida already has put in several alerts, including parts of Georgia. Nearly in the entire state of Georgia is under a tropical storm watch now. The last time that happened was 2018 when Hurricane Michael made its way through. Now, this storm is going to be one that is very impactful across the coast, and overall, its risk is not going to be confined to the cone. This is going to be such a large storm, it's going to go up the East Coast, really just bringing lots of rain to it. Category 3 expected by the time it makes landfall in the Florida Panhandle, although it would not surprise me in the least if this storm ends up a lot stronger, possibly even getting up to about a Category 4 by the time it makes landfall. So that's what we're going to be looking at with that. But as for us, we're going to be looking at quite a bit of rainfall. Already we've seen a decent amount over the last few days just from prefrontal systems as well as a few other low pressure systems. And that's just going to continue over the next few days. On again, off again showers today. Same thing tomorrow. But then as we get later into the evening tomorrow, that's when we'll see the first rain bands of Helene come through the area. Now, if you take a look, this is Friday about 4 a.m. This is before we've started seeing any of the tropical moisture from Helene. And that's really going to start to play a role in flood risks Friday evening and into Saturday. As Helene makes its way further up into the north, that's when we'll start to see the most of our rain come into the area. Around this area, again, we could see widespread tows, about 2 to 4 inches. Some areas that have the greatest rainfall could get back up to about 6 or 7 is most likely what's going to happen. With that being said, the other few risks we have as well are going to be damaging wind gusts and possibility of tornadoes. Flash flooding, again, the single biggest risk is going to be flash flooding because we're going to have rounds of tropical rain and already moist ground, but then the damaging winds and the tornadoes thinking further east of Blue Ridge, those are going to be possible with some of these outer bands as they start to spin and possibly spin up a few tornadoes. So overall, what we need to do is start paying attention to an emergency plan for Friday because it could be a storm that knocks out a few power outages, just something to monitor. It is going to be a devastating storm for the entirety of the Florida Panhandle as it makes landfall. Just overall, as our other meteorologist, Parker Beasley, pointed out on social media this morning, one of the things that a lot of people haven't been reporting on, haven't thought about, is the lack of adequate infrastructure for that region of Florida. A few years ago, Category 1 storm left them without power for a few weeks.